Hi and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we're back working on the Arrma Senton Boost. Now, if you haven't seen the previous videos on this, I'll put a link up here. Go check that out. Now, the backstory with this one is I'm actually raffling it off, but I'm doing it at a zero cost raffle. So basically, every time people buy tickets for it, once it covers its costs, I then go and look at what upgrades are available, and then I'll buy the next upgrade that I think's cool. So in the end of the day, the winner will get everything, and hopefully I can keep upgrading it and putting more and more cool stuff in it, as well as show you kind of how Arrma do their upgrade path. This is brilliant for like new people who are not too sure but fancy having a go at doing some of their upgrades. It's actually done quite well, so we're at the point now where I've actually picked up this. So the first upgrade we're going to do is turning it into four-wheel drive. So the entry-level Senton comes two-wheel drive, but the first boost kit is this one. So in this episode, we're going to fit the four-wheel drive system. I'll show you what's involved and also show you all the packaging and all the instructions, just so you get an idea of how easy it is to upgrade these. Now, if that interests you, stay tuned. So let's have a look and see what you get. Now, Arrma do all their boost boxes in this kind of brown, so they all have the same sort of style. Gives you a bit more information on it. Also, there is a video for every single upgrade you do, but why go to that when you can watch mine, because it's just much better. On the back, it tells you a bit more information about the boost box that you've got right now. Obviously, we're going to put in a whole front diff, drive shafts, and the prop shaft. Now, the tools you're going to need, you're kind of looking at just a set of Allen keys. Doesn't have to be fancy like these ones. And now, when you open it up, they even give you a few extra stickers. And the idea is that you can upgrade your one. So if you've got your Senton on the side of it, it says 4x2, and now you can upgrade it to 4x4. Also, the instructions, very simple. I put them on screen, and you just follow A, B, C, D all the way through. So really easy. Then we actually have the upgrade we're going to do, and it's pre-oiled for you. You don't have to do anything like that. You don't need to open up the diff. So you get the prop shaft, and then you get the diff, and that's basically it. And then all we do is we take the front housing off of the Senton, and then we fit this, and we're ready to go. It's as easy as that. Right, let me cut to a different shot, and we'll fit this, and you can see each step that's required. If you're worried about doing this, don't. This is a lot easier than it looks. So don't be put off by doing some upgrades to your RC, as it will definitely improve your skills when it comes to fixing them and understanding what actually goes on inside your RC. Right, the first thing we've got to do is get the body off. Then we're going to remove the front wheels and tyres. Now, if you're lacking tools in the box when you purchase this RC, you should have got a wrench that you can use to get the wheels and tyres off. Next, we need to remove the two bolts that are holding the bottom of the suspension in. This is a 2.5mm screw. Just remove the bottom screws. Don't bother removing the top. You can leave the shocks in place. The easiest way to get the hexes off is with a flat-ended screwdriver. Then you just rotate it and it should pop clean off. Don't lose the pin. Take them off and put them somewhere safe. Next, remove the top bolt from the upright. This will allow you to lean it forward to get access to remove the actual spindle. Once removed, do the same on the other side. Next, flip the chassis upside down. Then you need to remove 4 bolts. Now, I'm not sure you need to remove this bolt. I did, and it didn't really affect anything. So if you want to try and leave that one in place, you can, or remove it like I did. Now that's the last bolt, flip the chassis back over and you should be able to pivot up the diff housing and remove the blanking plate. Next, take the upgrade diff and slot it into the housing. Note the direction that is being fitted. Once the diff has slotted into place, you can just close up the diff housing, flip the chassis over and replace the bolts you just removed. As you flip the chassis over, hold the diff housing closed with your fingers, then slot the first bolt into place and do it up. Make sure you hold on to the bottom of the diff. If you remove your fingers, the diff will open and it could fall out. When using an electric screwdriver, make sure you don't over torque them. It's best to do them 95% of the way in and then finish them off by hand. Once you've done all the bolts, flip the chassis back over and just check the diff moves freely inside the housing. Next, we need to fit the drive shafts. Now there's bearings inside the uprights that you need to remove to get them to slot onto the actual drive shaft. Now I found these to be really stiff. So if you're having the same problem, the best thing to do is put some oil or grease around the actual drive shaft and on the inside of the bearing. Then fit the bearing as best you can by hand, making sure it lines up correctly. You don't want it fitted to the drive shaft but tilted. Then find something that you can actually put the drive shaft through that will support the bearing but not actually stop the end of the drive shaft. Then a couple of soft taps on the other end of the drive shaft will knock it through the hole. Now be gentle, you don't need to use a hammer. I'm just using a screwdriver and tapping gently, and that will actually move the bearing down the actual drive shaft. Now you may find on your RC that this isn't a problem at all, but just in case I thought I'd leave it in. Once the bearings are fitted nice and snugly onto the drive shafts, it's just a case of popping them into place. Once the drive shafts are sitting correctly, you can add the second bearing that goes on the outside. Once the bearing's in place, we can now turn our attentions to attaching the tie rod at the top again. Just slide it in, line it up, and then just put the bolt back in and do it up. Don't over tighten it. So we're getting close to finishing now. We've just got to put the pin back into the drive shaft and attach the hex. Once that's finished, all we need to do is put the bolt back in on the bottom of the suspension shock. So the only thing left to do after we fitted the tyre is actually put the prop shaft in. Now in this kit, the prop shaft just clips into place. It's sprung loaded, so it really is that easy. If you ever feel the need to run in two-wheel drive, all you've got to do is pop the prop shaft out and away you go. When you're finished, you just slot it back in again, no tools needed, and you've got back to four-wheel drive. And this is a massive advantage versus, say, the Traxxas Slash, as that can't be upgraded from 2 to 4-wheel drive. So there you go, super easy one to do, takes about 20 minutes. The only thing I would be really careful of, like I mentioned before, getting those bearings on, they were really tight. So they're not just a push fit. So if you find that you're having issues struggling to get those drive shafts in, take it out and just do what you saw me do. Apart from that, it goes really, really simple. No issues at all. Dropping the prop shaft in is literally pull it in, clip it into place and let go. That is a really easy and simple design that I really like. Now, if you would like the chance to win it, I'll put a link in the description. Go over there and you can get yourself some raffle tickets. It's a worldwide shipping included in your ticket, so you'll get it to your door, no shipping costs on top. And the more people that actually get a ticket, the more upgrades I can do. Now, we haven't got that long left. It's ticking down. I think it's only got 17, 18 days, but hopefully I can do one more upgrade for the winner. Thanks so much. Please like and subscribe. See you on the next one.